Hey everyone, welcome back to the Shuv podcast. This is a special edition Cinco de Mayo episode. Thanks, Shuv. I'm here joined with the boys and Emily.
You know what music I hella like in Spanish? Cumbia. When they put cumbia, sometimes I just want like I always want to start
He's
dancing.
dancing, just so you know he's dancing.
No, dude, they're like con la vieja too. I'm like, dude, I hella like that.
Alright, let's introduce ourselves. My name's Jose. My name is Sary.
Slippery.
And my name is Juan.
Javi.
Emily.
And Mark
Alright.
Zuckerberg.
So today is not Cinco de Mayo, but by the time this will be up, it'll be past Cinco de Mayo. So to start off, do you guys know what Cinco de Mayo is and why it's celebrated?
You know, that's actually pretty funny you mentioned that, because to tell you the truth, I remember when I lived in Mexico, no one celebrated Cinco de Mayo.
Nope.
You don't celebrate that shit over there. Over there, Independence Day is the big thing.
Yeah.
Here in the U.S., Independence Day of Mexico is whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my mom always says.
Do you guys know what Cinco de Mayo is? Who here knows it?
I don't know.
I mean, who knows,
I
like
just
for
know
sure.
there was like a war between the French and then like Mexico won or something.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
The gist.
the French was the most powerful army at the time, and I think they won one battle, but I think overall they kind of got their butts kicked. If I'm correct, Mexico got their butts kind of kicked.
Was it Napoleon?
Oof, that's a good question. I don't think so. Else France probably would have won.
All
So
right.
yeah, that's Cinco de Mayo. It's just a battle of Puebla where we beat the French, the world's most powerful army. A big old upset. It's nothing crazy, but here in the U.S., Chicano people, Latino people, and Mexican people to really, show off their roots and stuff.
I feel that it's like people have also taken it not really a step further, but also just to like just celebrate like their heritage and the culture, and it's like obviously it's about like it's not just about the victory, but it's also
victory
like just
royale.
like getting people together and just like
patriotism.
celebrating.
Now that I think about it, I don't really think it's I don't think it's a Mexican celebration at all. I think it is a Latino / Chicano type of celebration, because in Mexico you don't see lowriders, do you? No, but here you go to King and Story Road. What the hell are they driving down there in Cinco de Mayo?
Hey, but I'm pretty sure that back in the day they had Mexico. I see movies about Mexico like in the 80s and shit. It's just like right here. How it was like with the old school cars and stuff.
But I feel like that's because that's
There's
the
always
type of
culture
car.
like that hidden sometimes in places.
But it's definitely more Chicano culture. Well, I think Chicano culture is way different from Mexico. Like, you can see, like, those scars and lifestyle, but I think it originated here.
Where in Mexico have you been?
Michoacan.
Have you been to El DF? In DF there's hella cars like that. What do you consider Chicano culture then? Other than cars?
The between like American culture, if that even is a thing.
No, but like
Something
I will-
that
I know
heavily
that,
associated
but-
with that? Fucking, like, tattoos and shit.
that's hella funny because Rudy, have you seen his tattoo?
Rudy?
I think so, but I don't remember
His
what it
leg
was.
tattoo. He was just telling me about this. He's saying that he's hella into those Chicano like art style tattoos that originated in LA for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hella funny because he was just telling me that he wants to get like this Mexican Aztec warrior tatted on his leg too, because he's hella into that art style.
Dude, I don't know if it's just a Mexican thing or something, but have you guys ever thought about getting like the Aztec or the Mayan calendar on you guys? Anywhere?
My brother has it on his shoulder.
My cousin has it blasted on his back.
Bro, I always wanted that shit, like half of it on my chest. Yeah.
Get the full chest. Fuck it right here.
Fuck your big ass.
Yeah.
Nah.
Honestly, I think one day you guys are gonna see me with the full back tattoo. I don't know when, but I'm for sure gonna get one.
I think of the music.
Yeah.
Because now that like I'm in like a household where you are actually from Mexico, and my family like family that I have right now are not, I think about the music for sure. Because when I would go to parties, a lot of it was like English like music. Yeah.
But the style, like
But the style definitely like made it.
You know,
So, like-
It wasn't the language.
Like Selena,
So it's
right?
just like I think about like the difference because I feel like the music that my family would listen to, I don't think yours would. Like
yeah,
I
maybe
don't
not
feel
maybe
like,
not like their own choice, but I don't think they would trip. Like my mom listens to Selena.
oh, of course, but
Yeah.
I'm just saying like I just think it's really interesting.
Yeah, it is.
what I associate with Chicano culture when it comes to music isn't really like those type of guys. I feel like that's still considered Mexican. I feel like for Chicano, it's more like electric, like Cholillos music, you know, like Cholo music.
Like wow, wow, wow.
Like San Andreas.
Yeah.
Little bells and all that.
Yeah,
You
that
know
that's
what I think
Chicano.
about when I think about Chicano music is the My Angel Baby.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love you. That song.
Fuck, where that vocal was busted.
Ooh, I do.
Ooh.
Be at them side shows for sure.
I was gonna say that, well, this is what I heard, but they don't really relate to the lifestyle of Mexican culture and not the lifestyle of
Yeah.
American culture.
Yeah.
So they're in the in between.
They're their own culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I think Chicano is.
Do you guys want to know something funny? I actually have a Chicano class, and I was seeing that, speaking of like lowriders and like Chicano culture in the sense of like tattoos and music, I was seeing that Japan actually has like their own
I saw
Chicano
that.
culture. Like they
Oh,
over
yeah.
there they dress like that. Like there's like
They're like
girls
Oh,
will be
yeah.
call themselves like this, like an artist that sings like that, called like sad girl, some shit like that from over there.
Yeah.
I got a question for you guys. Where do you see religion in the next 10 to 30 years? You know, like religion was a big part of people's lives back then. However, it's dying. It really is. You don't see people go to church here. And
Do you go to church?
I don't.
So how you
However,
gonna say you go to church?
let me explain to you guys. All my family who has came from Mexico, my tia Gavi, my tio Carlos,
Okay.
Angie, hold up.
No.
They're really religious. When I used to live in Mexico, we
But that's
did
just your
not
family.
miss church. And I bet you a lot of the families like who grew up going to church in Mexico or in other countries, same thing. However, you come to the US and you start getting influenced by money, you don't have time, you want to do this and that, and you just stop going to church. You still believe, but you stop going to church and such.
I think it's like what you said, bro. When you're in Mexico, you're living in a fucking ranch. I think the last thing you're thinking of is doing other stuff. You're so like your generations have led up to you always going to church, and it's kind of like that's all you guys really got. You got church, you got like Facebook, and
Work.
you got work, and like that's all they have like up till now. And unless you live like in the actual city where like there's colleges and there's people actually like start to have more money and you can go traveling places, I feel like the only thing you can really think of is like, let's go to church. That's what we always do. Like, let's
No.
do what we always do.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Mexico is way more involved with the religious aspect.
I
Because
also-
when I went to Mexico, and my mom's always watching like videos, because my mom's hella like always on her phone doing a rosario every day, bro. I swear. And she's like always watching Facebook lives on of El Padre in fucking Mexico City, bro. Like, so I know like over there in Mexico, like religion is like more
Yeah.
than here for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's people here that go to church every week, all the weekends and stuff.
Yeah.
Because whenever my mom does like go to church, sometimes I go with her and there is like a lot of people sometimes.
You know, we should actually do some research on like on church attendance and stuff. Like, has it been declining over the past couple of years?
I think that's kind of interesting that you say that because I kind of feel the same way about like culture. I feel that a lot of people who are bilingual or plus, like a lot of the languages are going down. A lot of people aren't practicing them as much. I feel like things in like your culture aren't being celebrated as much, or just like you aren't carrying on like the traditions.
You know-
And that's what like me and Mark were talking about it the other day, and we're like, we like we want to bring as much tradition into our family as possible because that's something that I never got. So I think it's kind of like the same with everything, religion, culture, all of that. So it's kind of crazy.
I just feel like there's not enough time for everything. And on the religion thing that he says like people don't practice it anymore or something, or like they don't go to church. But I also feel like people don't go to church but they would practice. Like me, like I don't go to church but I still have the religion aspect. Like I still believe in God and Jesus, but I don't trust the priests like anymore.
I think that's interesting because right here it's saying about attendance in church. It's been going downhill. It says after the turn of the century, it's gone down 20 points, and it's because Americans don't have a religious preference. And I was gonna say that's true, because now that you're in America, there's not just like you're either Catholic or you're Christian.
Yeah.
In America, you are exposed to every religion you can think of, and now you're getting information from like every religion that you can think of, and now you're like, I like a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I believe in a little bit. That's how I live my life every day.
That's
Like,
very true.
yeah, so it's like, why would I want to stick with just Christianity when I don't agree with everything that Christianity believes in? There's things that I do believe, but then there's things that I don't.
Yeah.
So I think that's why also attendance has been down, because there's no church that has everything you like.
Mhm.
I think you get to decide like what you like from every religion.
And just like how he said that his mom like goes on lives and shit, so like you don't really need to go to church. Like it's like all in front of your face if you just search it up.
Yeah, like you can do stuff at home, like
Yeah.
prayer and stuff like that.
Especially during COVID, you have to find these alternatives.
You know, I'm thinking that
I think
seeing what you just popped up right now, Mark, I think it's not really that people are not really religious as much. I think it's just this country. Because I'm pretty sure if we go to Spain, if we go to Rome, you know they're going to church over there.
huge churches out there.
Yeah, they're really, really religious. And I don't think those numbers are going down. But here in the U.S. is just a whole different type of country, dude.
Yeah.
This country is just so freaking broad. You just can't stick to one thing here.
It's true. I mean, bro, all you guys, I'm a Muslim,
Yeah.
right? Dude, but like, I don't know about all the attendance. Personally, I think it has increased in a way. At least for me, like I just think more people are showing up and more people are showing now like more support than ever. Like you guys have the priest, we have the imam. That's what we call him, the imam. The imam are usually who spoke up and like asking for the money and like for the funds, right? I don't know if you guys get government support funds for your church and stuff or not. We don't, so we have to personally ask or like donate our money.
Yeah, they have
So, like,
baskets and stuff
and
that
I
go
would
around.
Well, we on that day we were able to collect within a span of like, I think, about 30 minutes. The imam right there on the spot have collected $250,000 in funds.
Damn, bruh.
Because like he started off asking for 50,000.
Hey, yo. Wait.
He started off asking
But
25,000.
what does the money go towards?
Like
church?
all like the mosque, the funds, the water, like.
I
the
thought it was just
websites.
like, hell, you don't
Oh no! We're not giving it to the person.
Hey,
No.
hey, if you're in a religion and you believe that religion has literally like helped you with everything you could think of, and you're good off financially, I feel like it makes sense to give back
But
however you
the thing
can.
is that what we offer also is that we help immigrants, like people who's right now is some people who's stuck in Afghanistan right
Like
now because of
refugees?
all the war. Yeah, the refugees. We use those money to bring them over to support them in a way and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff
That's why I was gonna say. That's why I think for your people, your religion, like, it's barely growing because it wasn't accepted here before.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was not comfortable sharing to people that I was a Muslim until like these past couple of years. I feel like people have think Muslim is a bad person because of terrorists.
Yeah, that's
Right?
a stigma.
So like people keep thinking Muslims are bad, but like bro, trust they're just those people. That's it.
I mean, there's gonna be like bad
But
people in
us,
every
we
religion.
have.
Sorry, believe me, I trust you, bro.
I trust you.
Yeah, right. But like, if you say you trust me, but like, bro, like these people walking around like, oh, you're terrorism and this and that. Like, dude, like you can't compare me to like those people. It's like saying like,
If anyone ever says it to you, bro, please let me know.
Bro, there are literally Catholics in Mexico right now that are murdering people. And
Yeah.
like, yeah,
Not
any
even- I'm not even
religion.
The R word in like priests.
Oh yeah. No, yeah, every religion
Oh.
has its like corruption,
Yeah, right.
Right.
completely-
And I was-
but that
so-
doesn't define it. Okay,
Yeah.
continue, Jose.
All right, so I was gonna say something off of like we kind of passed this a little bit, but
Yeah.
off the you know how I said I don't trust priests and stuff, and you were talking about like the donations to like what was your priest name called?
Imam, we call it
Your
Imam.
imam. So like those donations, like it's good that they actually go into like back into the mosque and everything, but I saw like videos and like there's some priests out there that use that money for their own personal benefits, and I saw like this
I
this
seen
interviewer was interviewing this priest and he's like, oh, like, do you feel like guilty for buying another jet? Another jet, not just the first jet. He has a variety of jets and his own airline,
Wow.
and it's like that's a priest, bro. And
Yeah, sometimes it's very ironic.
so that's what I'm saying. Like when like those
I'm
donations.
not gonna lie. Sometimes I be thinking about like,
I'm
Like,
pretty sure that there
priests
comes a
are
money where they
rich.
keep for themselves. I mean, they got a lot
That's
too.
a lot of money though.
but like,
Yeah.
dude, I be hearing some. I saw on Instagram that one day I always like have like Explorer's page.
Yeah.
I saw a pre has a net worth of $760 million.
No, because
I-
if you're a priest, famous, like a lot of people know you, like the Pope.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember when I was a kid though, I would always go to like Iglesia de Guadalupe over
Where's
there
the-
on the east side.
Mhm.
And they would always do stuff like that. Like there would be people dressed up like Aztec warriors and stuff, dancing with like
Crazy.
the beads and all that, making all that noise, like acting and shit. And I honestly, I hella like that shit.
I hella like that too. I just didn't get why there was Aztecs dancing in front of church when it was that church who kind of killed off the Aztecs. You know?
Oh, I didn't think about it like that when I was younger. When I
Yeah.
just thought about it, I just thought it was just like I knew it was a special like day. Like that's why they were
Okay, well,
doing what they were doing. I needed that. I think I'm gonna go to church this Sunday.
Did you guys hear that somebody rushed onto Dave Chappelle and tried to tackle him?
Yeah,
What?
They
saw
tried
a
to tackle
video.
him.
I've seen it, but I don't even know who that is.
So Dave Chappelle's a comedian.
You don't know who that is?
I don't know how you don't know who that
Dave
is,
Chappelle?
but Dave Chappelle is one of the biggest comedians, one of the funniest too. But anyways, he rushed on stage trying to tackle him, and he like fucked up and slipped, and basically his whole crew jumped on stage defending Dave Chappelle, and at the end he runs at the back of the stage, and that's where like all his security guards are, and they all stomp him out, including Dave Chappelle.
Wait.
So he goes back there and he starts stomping him out, like all his security and him stomp him out. And at the end, they broke his fucking arm. You see it?
yeah.
You see his arm? It's bent backwards.
So you don't think he deserves that?
Do I think he doesn't deserve that?
Do you think he deserves that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's a fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
And he's the one that got charged, and he, like, 30,000 on fucking bail or some shit like that. So, yeah, it's like, and apparently that guy was transgender.
Also, it was a woman.
Yeah. So it's a woman to a man, I believe. But yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, he talks about like sensitive stuff for sure.
Yeah. And there's, I think he also had like, well, he just jokes around this stuff, around topics that people would not agree with, obviously. And I think he had like a transgender comedian that he like got along with. So yeah, I just thought it was like a cool topic, but you guys probably don't know. And then after, the next person who was supposed to come and continue it was Chris Rock. And as soon as he comes out, he's like, "Was that Will Smith?"
See that's what being a comedian's all about.
Yeah, and sorry, one more thing. Like, I don't understand how people can like go to comedy shows and get mad at the comedian for making a joke.
Especially why would you go to a Dave Chappelle show?
Exactly, and why would you pay to go to a show if you're gonna get offended? Like,
What was that?
what was that?
Unless, yeah, that's really stupid. Why would you go there? Unless
Yeah.
it was the targeted thing and Dave already had hate towards Dave.
Which I believe that's what they said because he had like a prop gun and a knife.
Oh, that's what
On
this is
him.
then.
Yeah, so that's what he had.
A prop.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Prop is the wrong word, but like a disguised gun into a knife. I don't know what to call it. But yeah, that was really interesting to me, and like people on Twitter are like making fun of the guy that broke his fucking arm. They stomped him out basically, and they put a picture of like Squidward when he's all fucked up, like after like getting attacked by like the ring bear or some shit like that.
The ring.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sea bear.
Yeah, the
Sea
sea bear.
bear.
After he gets fucked up by the sea bear, they basically put that. All right, next topic. This one was a very interesting one to me because I want to know your guys' opinion. There is I think elementary teachers are getting sued because they are. I don't know if they're getting sued, but they're preventing them from teaching children about their sexuality, bisexual, and stuff like that. So what do you guys think about that?
Beat someone up.
Wait, what?
I beat someone
So these
up.
teachers are like, and they're like making books about like sexuality. So like if you're pansexual, transsexual, and they're teaching like these kids, like first graders or like
I'm
that.
just trying to say
like elementary
something.
kids
They're trying to teach elementary kids
about
bisexuals,
bisexuality,
and, like,
yes.
heterosexuals, and
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't matter
What does it
whether
matter?
they learn it in school or not. I'm gonna just say something real quick. It is human nature. They are already gonna feel these feelings when they're little. It doesn't matter. This is
Right, but
So I'm saying it's like for someone to get in trouble for teaching this in school is ridiculous because it's gonna happen no matter what. It's just like
But
it's just human nature. Like these kids are gonna feel these feelings anyway.
but
So why
like-
does it matter if they teach it in school?
it's like saying, oh, why they gonna curse anyway? Why don't we teach them how to curse?
Well, it's but are you
okay,
comparing cursing to?
But like you gotta
like, you know
also
what I mean?
understand. You rather let them discover on their own because that's how they're of course some people say they're confused, but like they're
So what about sex ed?
Yeah, I was
We don't
about to
talk
say
about
What
that.
sex ed?
sex ed is like teaching
Listen,
you
isn't
of
sex
like
ed like puberty?
being
puberty.
No, they teach
All
you
of
about
that.
the,
They teach you
like
about everything.
pre-sex.
Well,
Yeah,
I
all
literally
that
watched
stuff.
a birthing video.
Safe
so wait,
sex,
what's
all
the
that stuff.
argument that what about sex ed? Like if we're gonna teach them sex ed, why don't we teach them?
Well, it's just I'm saying that they're all the same thing.
I
It's
think,
it's human nature that you feel ways towards other kids, hormones, all that
Right.
stuff. It's natural.
it is,
Like
but I'm
for example, when I was younger, I liked a lot of girls, and I was in like
Uh-huh.
elementary school.
okay.
Where did
but
I
so-
learn that from?
So what if a teacher told you, oh, like if you like a lot of girls, that
you're
means you're
able to
lesbian.
notice it quicker.
Listen, so if a teacher told you, oh, like you like girls, right? Like you would be lesbian. So what if they taught you that, and now you think growing up, oh, I'm lesbian because my teachers taught me that if I like girls, I'm lesbian.
Well,
How many
are they
kids?
wrong?
How many
Well, I'm pretty
kids?
sure kids already know that.
How many kids grow
No,
up
hell no.
in
Hell
like
no.
a Christian
What about
environment?
Benny?
Huh?
What about Benny?
Just for context purposes, Benny's a little kid that we know that says he's gay, but we're not sure if he is. But that's what he says.
Don't talk.
How old is
Bro,
he?
bro.
How old is he? He's a
What?
kid.
But do you really think he knows what he is?
But it doesn't. It
He
doesn't.
That's what I'm
doesn't.
saying. They can teach him, but he's not gonna know what the fuck they're talking about. At the same
They
time.
will. That's how they
Yeah.
learn.
Then what about Benny?
Huh?
Then, you can't say one thing and then say no about the other thing.
What do you mean? What about Benny?
Benny, he said I'm gay.
But like,
Benji's laying
Huh?
on the cord.
Benny, the little kid,
he did not say. You telling you that you're gay?
didn't he say? Didn't he say that?
He's saying you're gay as like, bro.
No,
people
no,
people walk
no,
around
no.
saying, "Oh, you're
No,
hella
yeah,
gay."
no.
That's what they say.
He said that, but before he said that he was gay.
No, he didn't.
Yes, I swear to God, I call
I think
David
he
right
did.
now.
I think he did.
He did. Dumbass.
But does he walk around and be like?
Why?
Does he walk around and be like, "Oh, I like guys"?
He literally told us that.
He do not like guys. He literally said, "I had a girlfriend."
But didn't he? But at the time he said that he was gay.
Okay, but like
That's
bro,
what we're
it's
saying, like, if
it's
we teach a
kids
kid
walking
that
around
doesn't
saying,
know-
"Oh, I'm a lesbian," but the action they take, are they really
But he's still
lesbian?
saying that. Like he
He's
knows
just
what he
saying
means,
it.
right?
It's like
I
me,
feel-
oh, I like
hold
men.
on.
The fuck, I still fuck bitches.
But you know what you mean,
Oh,
right?
I am.
Like,
He's
Okay.
12,
Wait,
bro.
hold on.
Okay.
Okay,
let's-
okay.
let's
I don't
go
fuck bitches,
mindful
but I'm
Alright.
just saying in general, people would say
How old
that.
is Ben? He's probably like
Benny's
9.
like 8.
Yeah,
Like
bro,
6,
exactly.
7.
More my point. He's already
I-
8. He's already
I
talking about being
think
gay.
you guys are on the same side, but are arguing different things. So what? Summarize your argument so
I'm
we
saying
understand.
that if you teach a little kid like that, they're still little kids at the end of the day. They're gonna listen to it and
Hold
come
on.
out the other year.
Hold on.
And if, like she said, if they already feel a certain way, then they will feel like that. But if they don't, then they will not think like that.
Now summarize.
For me, it's like
But
You-
stop
you-
into the mic.
you're being taught to know, to realize. You rather let them grow to
You're
what
not
they
being taught.
understand. Bro, like some people, like, okay, they realize older, they start seeing like, oh, people like women. I'm able to like women. Or I like men. This man is attracted to me. I'm like men. But if you're out here saying like, oh yeah, you're a boy, but since because your hormones acting this way, you this and this.
They're not gonna tell you that at school, bro.
I'm
Bruh.
gonna say
They're
something.
gonna tell you like this is what like gay means. They're not gonna be like, if you feel this way, then you're gay.
Sorry, I'm gonna say something.
That's what they
I-
teaching. No,
Hold on,
that's the
hold
whole
on.
point of teaching.
One of my friends, I remember in like first or second grade, like she would always kiss me on the cheek, and it wasn't anything weird. Like she just like we were really good friends, and that's how I knew that I like girls. But anyway, and if somebody were to tell me, oh, that means that like this and this and that, I would feel like, oh, okay, because I literally felt like it was wrong. That's why I never spoke about it. That was always my thing. Like, ever since I was little, I always had secrets like that. Because I felt that it was like, I'm going to get in trouble. But if if those things were taught in school, I would have felt like more accepting of myself. And I've been always open with my mom, and I probably would have talked to my mom about it. Like, I think it's a lot better.
If anything, I think they're trying to help the kids that feel that way.
Alright, I haven't said my opinion on any of this yet. You said that they were teaching elementary kids this?
Yeah, I believe so. Because they were in children's books.
Alright, that's fucking wrong. I think, at what age does a kid really start to feel, you know...
They say you're born that way.
Your puberty. Puberty is when you really start getting emotions. That's when you really start taking things like...
I think that's...
Because look, I know that...
Then if they're not hit puberty yet, then what they're being taught is not gonna be emotional to them, you know.
But they don't even recognize it, you know?
Then-
Like, you should... I don't
then
think
what's so bad about
elementary...
it?
No, there's nothing wrong with it. I think they should teach it to kids, but not at elementary, because they're not gonna... Like
what's
you
the-
said, go one here, go
That's
there.
what I'm saying. So
And
why
in
shouldn't they?
middle school would make more sense. That's when kids are really starting to date people and such. Do you date someone in elementary school?
Yes.
Okay. What about middle school?
I'm gonna say this because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I have always been, I don't know what the right word is, but I've always been like a loving person. I've always had crushes, like since the beginning. I've had so many boys and girls, and I've genuinely felt like
You were horny.
I'm not kidding. I really was. I always have been. And when I was in first grade and my friend kissed me on the cheek, I literally felt like the same way I would have in middle school. And maybe that's just like me. So like I said, I'm not the only one. Like, and the fact that I was able to have like those types of feelings. So if those things were taught, and it doesn't even have to be like, obviously you're not going to teach sex ed to elementary school kids, but you are going to,
That's what it seems like they're teaching you.
no, but
That's what it seems like.
you are going to teach them. We ask our friends for a hug, or you start at little things like that to build up to things that you learn in middle school. So when you're in middle
we're
school,
not prohibited. We're like, oh, now
No,
you
I'm
shouldn't like girl,
no,
or you shouldn't
the
like
point-
boy. We're just saying like,
How are you going to teach
no. The
Yeah.
point is,
How are you going to teach your first, second, third-year-old,
The-
like... All right,
Maybe
you
they're
teach-
not even trying to teach them. They're just trying to get them to know.
you guys aren't understanding, and that's okay. So I'm going to explain it again. When you're in elementary school, they're not going to teach you, oh yeah, this is how a baby is made. No, you learn that later on. So you learn the basic little tiny things. You start learning about consent, and you ask your friend for a hug. That's the first like basic thing that's going to build up until sex ed. So just like with this topic, you're going to learn about like little tiny things. Like we can like our our girlfriends and we can like our boyfriends. Like it's just like little tiny things that they can wrap their brain around. You're not gonna say, "Oh, this is a lesbian." This is just like we love everyone, and that's okay. Like you teach them to your audience. You know your audience, and I'm sure these teachers are doing probably exactly that.
Maybe. I just think that the way that the question was brought up, the way it's being said, it seems like they're just straight up teaching kids. Like you said, like, hey.
Well, honestly, we
this
don't
is
know what they're teaching them.
Let me just say this. If you're a little second or third grader and they're saying something trying to teach you about whatever the fuck they want to teach you on, the motherfuckers that don't care are going to laugh and make fun of it. They're not going to give a shit.
They're gonna be kids.
They're going to be kids. They're not going to give a shit. But the one or two fucking kids that are confused about how they feel and they don't know what the fuck it is and they hear a teacher say, this is what this means and it's okay. They're going to be like, holy shit, like, I didn't know what I was feeling. Like, even though they might not be smart enough, like, every kid might not be smart enough, there is some that are fucking...
The other kids are gonna laugh at it and then go outside at recess and pick their boogers. Like, they're not...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, if you're thinking that it's dumb to teach at such a young age, you're kind of, like, singling out... You're kind of, like, singling out the kids that actually want help and are too scared of asking for it. If kids struggle to raise their hand to ask the teacher a regular ass question, like if they can go to the bathroom, what makes you think they're gonna ask, I don't know why I feel like this about blah blah blah? Like, so I think it's important. I think maybe it might seem too soon, but it's not like they're telling them, oh, we're gonna teach you guys about fucking butt plugs and like, no, they're not. It's not inappropriate. It's things that's real world. It's like this is shit that's real, and things are only gonna get even more fucking serious in the future. They're gonna teach different shit in the future that maybe you're not gonna agree with, but you kind of have to.
The moment you give it a reason to be uncomfortable, that's when you fuck up. But if you start it from the beginning and that's like their baseline, nobody's ever going to think like that ever again. Mm-hmm. But it's because you bring attention to it like that, that's when it gets weird. Right, quote unquote weird.
My opinion has been changed. I think I agree with you guys now.
You agree
I
now?
like the way you guys explained it. Like there's always gonna be one or two kids that just need that help, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's better to help them then than to like they're gonna grow up their whole lives with their mouth shut. Mm-hmm. And that's how kids
depression and mental illness, and then and dude, that's the thing. This conversation can stem into so much shit, but literally, how many of our parents have felt feelings like maybe what we're talking about right now, or parents' friends, or whatever, and never said shit to anybody because they didn't know what the fuck was happening?
I know there's like 40-year-olds that are like have whole ass families and wives and they're gay.
Yeah. Exactly. Or they don't even understand how to manage a simple relationship.
For me, all that shit's normal now.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm like, you know what? I just feel like, bro, who cares? Like, you do you, bro. Like, okay.
I just feel like you guys are really open-minded, and a lot of parents and their old ways are not, and they don't want to be open-minded
because they don't like change.
Right? They don't like change. They were brought up differently, and it's all religion. Like, it's all religious. Like, if you're Christian, you believe that's all.
I genuinely hate the phrase, it was the way they were brought up.
But it is, though.
No, but listen. But using that as, like, an entire excuse and not thinking of anything else. No. Of course they were brought up completely different. They were brought up 40 years ago? Yeah. Like, obviously. But I'm saying it's like, okay, well, now we're 40 years, like, past that. Like, we're 40 years into your life. Like, do you not realize how much has changed? Like, try to open your mind a little bit.
That's not how it works, though.
Yeah, people are
well, like, putting, like, telling someone something for like 40 years, like they can't just.
Yeah. Well, that's my parents.
Yes, but
your parents are actually, that's the thing.
And like I said, I'm not unique. I'm not the only one on this earth that is going through these things. Like everyone is going through things. Everybody is learning. So and like for us, listen. The way that we were brought up, or maybe I'll just use me as an example. I don't really know. But it's like the way we were brought up in certain ways. But do you guys think that when we have kids in the way that everything is going to be when our kids' generation, do you think we're going to change at all? Do you think we're going to adapt to like those things?
I hope so.
If it's good.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
if it fits with my morals and my beliefs, yes.
right.
Well then,
Morals
so
and
it's like, so
beliefs.
why are we using this as an excuse for our parents?
But it's the
Well, that's
same.
why they are.
But I believe it's
like,
a.
that's why I say it depends. Like people who are parents here in the U.S. are very open minded because there's so many.
I don't
broad
even think it's parents in
things.
the U.S. I think it's parents and like urban, because you know if you go suburban when there's no technology, there's no like heavy influence.
Yeah, like I said,
That's
it's
true.
well okay in general, but U.S.
And it goes back
US
to religion.
Yeah, the country is very broad here. So usually here are the people who understand. If you ask parents from like Mexico, from Vietnam, or any Asian country, they're like, "Fuck no, bruh. Don't be gay. Like, come on, bruh. Don't be like that, bruh. Like,
Religion.
yeah, right? Like those things, because they will grew up that way. They were
Come on,
taught
bruh.
that way. That's how they. Through all those time of fighting and like going through, there's always just gonna be a pro and a con. The pro is that they understand what you are trying to stand up for, because you're doing all these fightings but like you gotta understand, you can't just fight to throw a tantrum. You gotta fight of why you're feeling this way. You know what I'm saying?
Stand
Because,
up
like,
for
this-
yourself.
Yeah, like that. Stand up for yourself.
Honestly, I might be the best parent ever.
Yeah, like, I feel like with all the stuff I've been through,
No
it's
cap.
not like I wouldn't say like I'm going through like the worst, but I have gone through some shit. I kind of like picks out what were the goods, that why are my parents doing all that, and the bad thing is that I'm feeling this way because I don't like the way they're teaching me. But the good thing is that I gotta put myself in my parents' perspective.
You gotta
where,
think
like,
about it too.
Yeah.
In most households, it's gonna be like one opinion versus the other, because that's
Yeah.
how it was in my house.
Any comments before we end it? Anybody?
My comment will be that
Fuck around, pussy.
all right, but my final comments for the show was that I think it was a great show, and I believe for anyone who is actually watching us to stick around, and if you guys have any comments or if you guys want to participate in this podcast, feel free to contact us.
For $500
No.
interest fee.
We are your friends too. All right. You're not alone out there. We're all buddies.
Yes, sir.
Any comments?
Keep doing you, boo.
Okay.
What can you do?
Keep getting them hoes.
Oh, god damn it, bro.
Keep getting them hoes. Talking about you, Jose Jr. Keep getting them bitches, bro. Not you, sorry. Sorry, Junior.
Are you sorry, Junior? Stay in school.
Yeah, you're on a different path. That Asian path. Stick to it, bro.
Honestly, just go to bed.
All right, end it.
All right, thank you for watching this
What
episode
about my
of
kids? What the fuck are they gonna be?
Damn, you mentioned everybody's kids but his. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And theirs.
Yeah,
And
we
you
didn't
and,
mention
and not
that.
mine though.
Damn.
I just mentioned them.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for watching this episode or listening to this episode of Shove It, Cinco de Mayo edition. Have a good, fun, and safe slideshow, and look at all the lowriders and music, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Outro music.
And it's a wrap.